get out of here.
All right. I hear that beat and big fast.
Promo show is up next. I'm telling you, they're ready and they decide ready to go. You know what I'm saying?
Come here.
So I'm one more and get out of here.
1, 2, 3, 4. So, I look for something for the girl, right? And I want to specifically make a true for the girl who lives every day that day. Oh, I don't see your name going to the every day that day. But when you say your name, it got end like Aisha, Keisha, pen right over. Yashima, Natoya, Karista, pen right over. Tatiana, Shemika, Kadisha, pen right over. Listen, if you have every day, pen right over. Pen right over. Pen right over. Pen right over. If you have every day, pen right over. At your back,
I think that most ladies, you know. Then right over.
Give me that. Pen right over. Girl, if you have in with a pen right over. All right. She walk away. She only applies Spanish, but she got enemies. I want her to bend over, but I don't know her name. But I could make my life her name and with a A. Jennifer, Yolanda, Bianca, bend right over. Maria, Anna, Sophia, bend right over. Jessica, Pamela, Shakira, bend right over. If your name ends with a A, bend right over. Bend right over. Bend right over. Bend right over. If your name ends with a bend right over.
I talked to my mother a couple of days ago on the phone. Now, if you know me, if a song gets stuck in my head, I'll be singing it unconsciously. You know what I'm saying? Well, I talking to my mother now. I started to sing this song. Bend down, let me slip in, baby. Bend down, let me slip in. I guess so that is all you could sing. I had to change my song one time, yeah? But that's to be my favorite song right now, Gio, tell them. as we got ready to get out of here, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I like to stay here, anyway, to give us an idea, you know? But they said too much of a good thing ain't good. And I'm telling you, too much of these ladies here, they're so sweet and I get diabetes. I'm telling you, they're sweet. So as we about to get out of here each and every Friday, this is what we do, why we do, when we do, how we do. It's Caribbean Life Radio, Caribbean Life TV. Up next, we got the promo show with the beautiful ladies in the building. They got a lot of hot topics to talk about. Mr. Lawrence is here. I think he said Red is on his way or something like that, you know. They say Red's taking the helicopter to come. No. I'm right here, you know, inside the helicopter going to. I tell them on the Caribbean Life have a helicopter, you know, look for it. Up in the sky. So tell a friend each and every Friday. This is what we do, why we do, when we do. I'm out of here, right? It's DJ Corey, Caribbean Life Radio TV.
This Cardi B. What's up, it's Megan Thee Stallion.
Yo, this is Shaggy.
Hi, I'm Charlie Puth. This is Ed Sheeran.
Live from Atlanta, Georgia. It's the promo show with Cazzy Bee. Check it out.
All right, everyone. Mic check. Okay, check it out, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the promo show with Cazzy Bee. I am here. It is Friday. Actually, we should say Friday, and it is April the 25th. We are almost, not quite there yet, almost at the end of April. So much to talk about today. I want to first of all thank Corey, DJ Corey, with Street Vibes. Thank you for the last hour and, some change. always giving it the good music. He always plays the soca when we walk in here, myself and Danny, and got us dancing and sweating already. We need to start. Oh, my Lord. Well, thank you, Corey. See you again next week. Catch him next week, everyone, from 5 until 6 p.m. All right, so wherever you're joining us from the promo show, I just want to say welcome. We are live on Caribbean Live TV, on Facebook, and on YouTube. We're also live on Cazzy Bee, so thank you for everyone joining on Cazzy Bee Facebook page, as well as live on Instagram on the promo show, and also YouTube and Catch the Buzzz. Not forgetting Bakanal TV. Of course, we're live on Bakanal TV as well. That is Bakanal. There's so many ways to spell the word Bakanal, so I always have to spell that out. Bakanal. If you'd like to go to Bakanal TV, you can also see past shows of the promo show as well as the lunch date as well. They're both on there. So wherever you're joining us, let us know. Put a fire emoji in the comments. Put your flag. Do something so that we know where you're joining us from. If you're celebrating your birthday today, I want to say happy birthday to everyone celebrating. We are in, what season are we in? Taurus. Daddy keeps me in check. I only know the first 3 months of the year and the last 3 months. That's it. Everything else is like, they're all in between Capricorn. We start the year or we end the year. Hello, Capricorn, pick up. Yeah, so Taurus, happy birthday to you. You share your birthday with Al Pacino. He's 85.
Wow.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
It is.
So you share your birthday with Al Pacino. Hello, joining us on Instagram. You also share your birthday with Tim Duncan, NBA forward. He was born in the Virgin Islands. Did you know that?
I did.
He is an island boy.
Yes.
All right. Big up Tim Duncan. Happy birthday to you, sir. San Antonio Spurs, one of my favorite, used to be one of my favorite teams. Golden State kind of took over.
I know.
But I used to like San Antonio. All right, so our sponsors, we got to thank our sponsors. We didn't play our ads, so I'm just going to run through a few of them. So Caribbean Life Caribbean International Shipping. Thank you so much for your sponsorship. They are a featured sponsor today, and as I'm talking, I'm going to play one of their ads. So Caribbean International Shipping, thank you for your sponsorship. You know, sponsor not just our station, but also so many others. Oh my gosh. Every time I look up on the flyer, I see Caribbean International
They're
Shipping.
everywhere.
They are everywhere. 30 plus years in the business, you do not get that far without a lot of great customer service. So to Caribbean International Shipping, thank you for your sponsorship.
Mikey Montana.
It's all about Caribbean International Shipping. That's right. Do you need more information on shipping your items to the U.S. Southeast region or to the Caribbean? Have you ever heard of Caribbean International Shipping? You shop, they pack, and ship. They also offer residential pickup services. Support our business, like, share, and call. For your barrel shippings, let us know. The number to call is 470-718-9675 on WhatsApp or 770-323-1111. Caribbean International Shipping, the only way to send your stuff to the islands.
That's right, the only way to send your stuff to the islands. All right, so thank you for that. Also to Bakanal TV, thank you for your sponsorship. As I said, we are live on Bakanal TV. And if you would like to stream your events live and do a pay-per-view as an example, they have a number of different services. Contact Mr. Craig Samuel. His number is 646-321-3753. Also, to Mayday. Just like it sounds, Mayday. The event is coming up. It's coming up on May the 10th. I'm actually an ambassador for the event, and I will be there along with a few friends. So if you are looking for a premium experience, drinks inclusive event right here in the ATL, it's going to be outdoors, and they did release the venue. Make sure you get onto their website. It is maydeh.com, and that's MAYDEH.com. Also to Wear White. Wear White, of course, Atlanta Carnival. Oh my God, now that the heat is out, it was 85 degrees today. Oh my God, Atlanta Carnival is gearing up.
Yeah, it is.
And you know, on the Sunday for Atlanta Carnival is Wear White. 25 years of Wear White. So this year is going to be Wear White with a touch of silver. So make sure you get your outfits together. And of course, you've got performing live with her A-Team band, My Girl. She is my BFF in my head.
Patrice
again. Patrice, who can do no wrong in my book. I just love her. I love everything she does. She totally flawless.
She's
like seriously. We are big fans here for Patrice Roberts. So we're saying that too because hopefully she'll come into the studio and kick it with us for you never know. So she'll be here. So Patrice Roberts, Mikhail Taja, Anika Berry, excited to see her full blown as well. So great lineup. Make sure you get your tickets. Currently they're $55 and they will be going up.
Yeah.
$55 at the moment. So make sure you get your tickets for Wear White. CLTV Studios, right here at the studios, 6254 Memorial Drive. We are broadcasting live. And if you are looking for an event space, I know the calendar's getting filled because it's May, it's summer, beginning of summer. So make sure you get on the calendar, come and see the space. You can have tours. Tours available every day in the afternoon. So come on over, 678-661-1819 to CLTV Studios. Come and see the space, check it out. There's a breakout room, there are bathrooms, there's a stage area, and also a back room as well if you've got other things to discuss. If you want a green screen, there's that availability as well, and photography and videography, all kind of thrown in. So give the studio a call, 678-661-1819. All right, we are moving swiftly on. Like I said, lots and lots to talk about. This show is 100% hot topics and announcements.
Yes.
We always have different announcements to make. Excuse me, let me just cough. Sorry. So this is anything can happen show.
Yeah.
So yes, so we do have some announcements. I am gonna play a couple of ads as we're talking about the various announcements so that you can see what we are talking about. All right, so for the first one, and let me see, the Guyana Association of Georgia are having their fun day. It's always a great time. Again, that is for Atlanta Carnival season. It's going to be on the Sunday, and one of the co-hosts, because there's going to be two. One of the co-hosts is yours truly. Yours truly. So make sure you come out and support the Guyana Association of Georgia for the fun day. It's always a great time. I'm going to bring the flyer to the stage. Let me see how I can put this up here. All right, here it is. Here it is. So it's a family fun day. Bring out the entire family. Make sure you come out and support. You can see Jomo will be there. DJs, fashion show, lots of vendors, games, prizes for the kids. It's a day where you can come and spend the entire day between, I think it starts at 12, runs right through until 8 p.m. I will be one of your co-hosts alongside Mr. B. And we're just going to have a great time. We're going to have a great time, and it's going to be one of those really fun days. And when you're finished there, if you still got energy, which you will, make your way over to Rare Bike, because I know I'll be there too. So it's going to be a busy day, but that's what's happening for the Guyana Fun Day. Also, the Georgia Caribbean American Heritage Coalition, they are having the opening ceremony for the Caribbean Heritage Month, which is in June. And so that is happening this June. And yours truly again will be the host of that opening ceremony. So make sure you come out and support not just myself, but also the ceremony itself. It's a great way to sample various dishes from around the Caribbean. There's going to be representatives from every single board, active board here in Georgia. So St. Lucia, Trinidad, Barbados, Guyana. I'm trying to think of who else. Grenada. I don't know if they have an active board. All of the islands will be represented. We are highlighting Dutch Caribbean islands. So come and learn something about the Dutch Caribbean islands. There's going to be performances, lots of great speakers. It's going to be a great event. It sounds like a lot, but this is over like 3 to 4 hours. It starts at 3 p.m. It is absolutely free to the public, and it's right down there at Atlanta City Hall. So that's going to be very exciting. So the same organization is having a lime, Caribbean lime. And that's on May the 3rd. I'm trying to remember it all from the top of my head. I got so many flyers running everywhere. But May the 3rd is the Caribbean Lime, and it's going to be actually right next door at 6254 Memorial Drive in Suite A over at Empire Gravity. Is it Empire Gravity it's called? I just say next door. It's basically just right next door. So it's going to be there. It's basically just a lime. Like the old school where you used to go on lime, bottom house parties or whatever. It's going to be a lime, Caribbean style. So come out and support. It is a fundraiser. So it is $10 for tickets in advance, $15 at the door. There's going to be food. You can play games, dominoes, cards, just hang out, have fun, kick it up with a few people. And, I'll probably be making an appearance. It won't be until later in the evening though. But definitely come and support the coalition because they're doing great work highlighting the Caribbean and Caribbean islands. Going back to the Guyana Association of Georgia, the 4th annual flag raising ceremony is happening on Thursday, May the 22nd, and that is from 6 to 8 p.m. So again, it's in celebration of Guyana's 59th independence anniversary. So after 59 years, they got to be doing something right. And we're going to talk about that a little later on once I get through all of these ads. 59 years, Guyana, we expect better. So we will talk about that shortly. Okay, so let me see what else is coming up next because there's so much. Okay, real estate. If anyone is in the market for real estate, now, Danny probably has this on her hot topics list. Vibes Cartel is going to be here in the ATL. And I know I've seen some prices for these tickets, like crazy. Now, similarly with Beyonce, when you guys wanted to go to Beyonce and people were, remortgaging their homes and some craziness, well, hey, if you want to do the same thing for Vibes Cartel, hit me up. I will happily take the sale. I will happily help you and guide you. You know, anyway, you know what I mean. So if you're in the market for a home, whether you're selling, whether you are, I don't do rentals because it's the same effort to rent and sell, so I don't do rentals. But I can guide you and help you. But if you would like to buy, if you'd like to sell, if you would like to invest, please give me a call. I will be happy to work with you, and we will get it going. All right. So t-shirt printing, C3 Designs. They are available. They have a special right now for t-shirt printing. Give them a call at 478-787-0993 for your t-shirt. You know, it's summer. Everybody wants to, you know, you're doing family events, the family reunions, all of that stuff. Whatever is happening, you know, you're going to want some of those t-shirts. So without further ado, I'm going to run some of these ads as we're talking about some of the other hot topics, Danny, because I know we got plenty. So here it goes. Of May Day. I was telling you a little bit about May Day. May Day is happening on May the 10th. And DJs, you got one drop. You have Mixmaster David.
Oh, wow.
I know, I'm excited to hear Mixmaster David play for, you know, the authentic Caribbean. Navis Bomb, of course, Navis Bomb, Big DJ, and Big Flex and Plexi. Now, I'm hoping Plexi will be available at 7 to call in because he's going to tell us all about Glee that is happening this Sunday. So if you guys are looking for an event to go to on Sunday, make sure you check out Glee, and that is happening this Sunday. I can't remember where it is, but I will, you know, when we speak to him, he will let us know exactly where it is. It is a indoor event, so make sure you check it out, and that is Glee happening on Sunday. So we're going to bring the flyer to the stage in a moment. All right, Danny, we got a whole bunch of hot topics, right?
Yes, we do.
It's always a busy time when it comes to the hot topics, but there's always announcements and hot topics. It's Friday. We're gonna fill you in on what has been going on. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. We're gonna fill everybody in on what's been happening in and around town.
Yes.
All right, Danny. So over to you.
Okay. So before
Over to Danny.
Before I start with the topics, Cazzy, just want to make a quick announcement.
You got an announcement?
So, guys, it's getting warmer, like Cazzy said early in the broadcast. Getting hot, and
getting hot in here.
Graduation.
Yes.
Graduations are coming up for high school students and college students. So if y'all are looking to book an appointment to get your graduation pictures, if you want your photo shoots done or anything of that sort, please call us. Call us also at same number 678-661-1819, and we will be sure to book an appointment for you and reach out to you for any further details regarding that. So
yeah, graduation. You know, we got the space, we got the changing room.
Yeah.
What else we got here? We got the bathroom.
Yeah.
We can even book you a makeup artist.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. I'm speaking facts here. Come on. I'm not just speaking, I'm speaking facts. Yes,
got
we can book
everything.
you a makeup artist. We can even provide you some food if you want to have a little bit of a spread.
Yes.
Some fresh juices.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Of course, everything is an up price, but it's, you know, all the options are there.
Yes.
That's the point. All the options are there.
Yes.
So that's great.
Yes.
That's great. We got that.
Call that number, guys. Also, you could also go on our website, CaribbeanLifeTV.com, and also send an inquiry there. We will also get in contact with you on there as well. And so on to the topics. So first on my list It's coming from CNN. So Pope Francis,
Oh,
unfortunately, he passed away this week at his home in Vatican City. This follows a 5-week hospital stay that he had just last month, where he was battling double pneumonia in both of his lungs and a respiratory tract infection. So,
yeah, that's amazing that he even recovered, because I thought that was it, and I think a lot of people thought so too. But the fact that he recovered
yeah.
and came to do one last round of the Pope Mobile.
Yes.
Listen,
And he
gangsta.
spoke to the people on Easter Sunday.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it all happened
and-
at Easter. It's almost like it was destined to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wow.
So now what's going on is now all the cardinals, I believe, from around the world are gathering, I believe, right now at the Vatican to decide who is going to be the next pope, basically.
Yeah.
So it's a long process too, and they're completely isolated from the outside world. They have no technology, no phones, no.
No, you move forward that way.
No technology, no phones, no just newspapers. They can't even read, no books, anything. It's completely isolated. So it's gonna be a long process
To choose another
pope. Yeah.
Wow.
Mhm.
So I remember when Pope Francis got chosen. Actually, I remember that is it white smoke that comes
It's
out
white
when they-
smoke.
when
Yeah,
they choose?
when they choose.
I remember that. I
Mhm.
vaguely remember that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that will be it. Well, they have 9 after the funeral is tomorrow, and then they
Yes.
have 9 days of mourning.
Yes.
So I'm not sure if they're going to be doing that during that time,
Mhm.
but it could be a good 2 or 3 weeks before we know,
Yeah.
who the new pope will be. But
Yeah.
yeah, what a job!
Yeah. And adding on to that,
I think they should choose Lawrence. Lawrence, you want to be the new pope? He said no. You could be the pope of CLTV.
there it is. So
Savior.
adding on to it. So his body is now lying in state at St. Peter's Basilica, where people could come and pay their last respects. It's going to be a period of 2 days because, as you mentioned, his funeral is tomorrow, and important political figures are supposed to be attending.
Yes, 100 guys. Donald Trump is attending.
I was just about to say.
So, if anybody's listening, listen, I am not a violent person in any way, shape, or form. But however, Donald Trump will be there in the crowd.
Yeah.
Actually,
Space and
there's
opportunity. Space and opportunity.
there's 132. I think I read 132 dignitaries from around the
Yeah.
world, whether it's royals, a whole bunch of royals. It's like, even though he wasn't royalty, royalty will be there. There's at least 10 of them from around Europe, including the UK, Spain, of course, and then also all these Ukraine president will be there, of course.
President of France too.
France,
England.
I think Biden is also going, the both first ladies, yeah, so
Okay.
it's gonna be something else. I won't be watching, I'll probably have it on in the background, but I won't be glued. It starts at 3 a.m.
Oh my goodness.
because of course it's time difference.
Yeah.
It's like 8 a.m. over there, starts at 3 a.m. in the morning. No, I will not be getting up to watch it at 3 a.m. I'll watch the highlights.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with you. And he was beloved by many, so I can understand why it's going to be such an important event to attend. So
It's historic.
yeah,
Definitely historic.
very historic. All right, next on the list. So we are talking about movies. Have you know about Sinners, Cazzy? The new movie Sinners.
Yes.
I went to see that
You
movie.
did?
Yes, I did.
Oh, look at you.
And let me tell you
Is
something.
it good?
10 out of 10.
Okay. Well, listen, if Danny says it's 10 out of 10, go support. I love Michael B. Jordan anyway.
Yes.
So, and he's playing a double role.
Yes.
So,
it was
yeah, I will.
amazing. But to add on to it, it officially crossed box office history in its opening weekend, grossing an estimated $61 million worldwide. This has become the biggest debut for an original horror film since Jordan Peele's Us back in 2019. So big up to Michael B. Jordan and also Ryan Coogler, who are doing it, okay?
And I just love the fact that they're young,
Yes.
men of color, and they're basically just doing something they absolutely love, and it's paying off.
Yeah.
Can't go
I
wrong.
love it.
Can't
I
go wrong.
love it. No, you can't. No, you can't. When you get a chance, go check it out. You'll love
I may. I don't really like horror movies, but I've been told that I have to go because, you know, my guy wants to see it. So I may just be there with my mask.
Okay. It's not really a horror movie though. There's a lot of symbolism behind it, but you'll see. You'll definitely check it out.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right, babe, we can go.
Next on the list, passengers were forced to evacuate onto the tarmac after an engine on a Delta flight set to depart from Orlando caught on fire. And I saw the clip. The whole wing was like
I saw that.
getting destroyed. I said, "What is going on?"
Why
here?"
is it that every week there's
something about a plane?
Every week.
I don't know.
Oh, thank you, Lord, for traveling mercies. I just got back. Back from there. You know, I'll wait for Danny to finish her topics, and then at 7:00 we gotta talk about one topic in particular at 7 because we gotta dedicate time to it.
I got you. All right. And according to Delta, the Atlanta-bound flight had 282 passengers on board, with the fire being contained and extinguished. This was from ABC News. So that's good. That's awesome.
Yep, always.
So Mr. Kendrick Lamar it's only been 2 months and he's winning win on top of win on top of win. He has officially been named this week the new brand ambassador for Chanel Eyewear.
I love it.
Yes.
And you know why I love it? Because when, you know, the Super Bowl, you don't get paid for doing the Super Bowl.
No, you don't.
But it's what comes out of it is the real
reward.
You know what I mean? It's definitely the real reward.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm so happy for him.
Yeah. The collaboration will be unveiled in Chanel's upcoming eyewear campaign, which dropped this week actually. So if you guys are interested, go to Instagram and go on to Chanel's Instagram page and you'll see the collaboration. So congrats to Kendrick. Congrats to him. May he keep getting win on top of win on top of win, because that's amazing. All right. Next month, for the first time since the beginning of COVID-19 pandemic, the Department of Education will begin to collect money from student loan borrowers who had defaulted or not paid their debts for about 9 months. Approximately 5 million Americans will see this begin on May 5th. So
that is not cool.
It's not. And there has been a lot of discourse surrounding it, a lot of backlash.
They could easily have forgiven those. You know what I mean? And just stop. That's not cool at all.
It's not. Well, what?
Yeah, what do you expect? Listen, I gotta hand it to Trump again, because he said exactly what he was gonna do, and y'all still voted for him. So I really have no sympathy to tell the truth.
I was part of the 92% that did not vote for him. So
I didn't either. So
I don't know. Anyway, so Lil Wayne, he has announced he is taking over Madison Square Garden in New York City on June 6th.
Lil Wayne? Lil Rat?
Yes.
Oh,
Not Lil Rat.
Lil Rat?
To celebrate.
Actually, he's not a Lil Rat. I know who else is a Lil Rat.
To celebrate the Carter 5, which was his highly grossing album that he had dropped back in the day. Tickets go on sale this Friday, so y'all are Lil Wayne fans might want to snag them tickets today before they sell out.
Lil Wayne, Lil Baby, the littler baby. How many people are little?
It's a lot of littles. So, I just gave up after.
I used to like Lil Wayne.
I did too.
I used to like Lil Wayne
when he first came out, but now anyways, so we already mentioned President Trump So his online store released a quote unquote
Oh my
Trump
God, I saw
2028 hat after possibly teasing that he could run for president in 2028.
The nerve,
Yes.
the nerve.
The unmitigated gall.
Wow.
The Constitution's 22nd Amendment states that no one can serve as president for more than 2 4-year terms. So I would love to see how that's going to play out.
I still can't figure out how in America, sorry, I'm not American, well, naturalized, but I'm not American, did not grow up in this country. I still I'm so scratching my head how he could even run for a second term after a gap of 4 years. I mean, it's just like, it's just absurd to the rest of the world, but hey, he could, and a third, please, let's make sure the courts uphold the Constitution and not let this man do whatever he wants. But you see, the plan is to break everything down, choose the people in power to make these decisions so that it will be an easier win for him, with what he wants to do. So hopefully they do have it in their gut that it's not going to be a good thing for the country. And, I mean, it probably won't, because he's pissed so many people off already. Everybody's 401 is affected, and these people are of a certain age. They're closer to retirement than most of us. So hopefully they'll be looking at their, 401s and be like, we're not having Trump in here for another 4 years. So hopefully there's a silver lining.
Well, they're thinking of cutting Medicaid and Medicare and people's Social Security checks. So
yeah,
we'll see.
There's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. All right, so moving on to Caribbean news. So we already mentioned the World Boss, that he's coming to Atlanta on June 6th at the State Farm Arena
Cartel
for Reggae Fest. This will be
tickets are $2,000.
Yeah.
Listen, I saw one person posted something about there were $4,000 or something in their cart. Well, this is for probably right on the ground or something close to him. Who knows? But those type of prices, let me tell you all something. Vybz Kartel, he's not thinking about you guys at all.
No.
So please tread lightly. Do not
tread. Yeah. It's his first show in Atlanta in over 20 years. So that's probably the reason why the ticket prices are so high. And I can understand. You've served so much time in prison. You've done 13 years. Yeah. So for him to finally be out.
Well, I understand the excitement. Yeah. For some of you, because you worship him. I don't know why. The man is a crapple to me. You look like a crapple. I know. I'm not worshiping him. Buju was different. You know what I mean? Buju was different. I paid money to see Buju. And I paid probably around, I think like $330 or something to see Buju. And that was a lot. Trust me, I was ready to sell the ticket for $800 to anybody who wanted it. But I paid that to see Buju. I wouldn't pay that again to see Buju. I will wait until he's in Vegas doing a residency or something. So that's it. I'm done with the whole, I don't need to see Buju again unless he's on the bill with somebody else. Vybz Kartel? I'm giving this 2 years, people. I'm giving this height 2 years, okay? And then we'll see Vybz Kartel at Bliss. 2 years. That's all. So there's 3 after parties here in Atlanta. I've seen some flyers. I think I only saw a flyer for one, but word told me that there's 3. Do you think he's going to show up at any of these after parties?
No. I don't. Honestly.
Really?
I don't.
So why? Well, they're advertising as a Vybz Kartel after party. Isn't that what they're supposed to do at their after parties? Show their face for even 5 minutes.
That has happened a lot with not just with him, but a bunch of other celebrities, and they don't come to their.
Wow. So
some of them don't come.
More hype.
But we'll see. I may be completely wrong. We'll see what happens.
Somebody go live, please, because I'll be in my bed. So go live. Charles will probably go live because he goes live at 2 a.m.
I agree. I think so. He would. He'll be so hyped. But next on the list, all right. History was made at the UN in New York this week as descendants of both enslaved Africans and slave owners from the Caribbean came together to discuss the painful legacy of slavery and call for reparations. So the discussion was moderated by Miss Laura, I do not want to butcher her name, Trevelyan. So
Okay.
that's a good thing. Give me one moment, let me pull it up.
It's always amazing when we can have situations like that in history.
All right. Adding on to it, the meeting spotlighted stories of reckoning like Charles Gladstone's public apology and an 100K pound. Am I saying that right, Kaz?
100K? 100,000?
100.
You know I can't see nothing there.
Well, 100K donation to Grenada.
I just realized I'm not wearing my glasses. What? I'll keep eating my carrots.
Okay. It says, while the UK maintains it won't offer financial reparations, voices from both sides are rising with a shared goal: truth, justice, and real change. So that's amazing. That needed to, I feel like this was a long time in the making, and it needed to be discussed.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So,
well, I have a little bit of news. Some fun news. Loose ends. Who remembers loose ends? Danny probably won't.
I don't.
I'm speaking to the ones of particular age.
Way before my time.
Oh man, loose ends, man. That is some real soul music. They were in town last weekend, and I happened to be there in the houses at City Winery on Saturday night. And boy, it took me back. So what we're gonna do? We might play a couple of loose ends.
Yeah.
You know, when Lawrence comes back in the room. Lawrence. When Lawrence comes back in the room, we're gonna get a couple of loose ends on, so you guys can be reminded of loose ends. That was a band. That was fun. If you remember Soul to Soul days, loose ends, that's the era I'm talking about. So they were here.
Okay.
Loose ends. They were here. Gonna make you mine. They were here on Saturday, and it was really, really good. So big up to them. Of course, only their one remaining original member was Jane Eugene. Was her name? Is her name? I should say Jane Eugene. So she was amazing. It was a lot of fun. So yeah. So when we get it up, we'll play that. And we got it.
Lexi.
Oh, we have a caller on the line. Hello, caller. Hello, caller.
Hello, good evening.
What? Big up, Plex. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing fantastical. It's a beautiful day, and I'm loving it.
Yes, it is. And I tell you what, we are going to bring your flyers. We can talk about Glee. Let us know what Glee is all. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're hearing a voice who's excited to be out in the sun, that is Inferno, the leader of Inferno Mass Band, Plexi. How you doing? And I know you got a whole bunch going on. I don't even know why they let you out the mass camp. How come you get let out?
Well, you know what? I was so tired of them. Listen, you guys, I had to take a little break. I'm going to take a little drink break. You know, It's Friday, and then I'm gonna get back to the work.
Right. Yeah. So tell us what's happening this weekend, Sunday, the 27th of April. I see a beautiful flyer in front of me, all about Glee.
Yes. Good evening to everyone who's listening. Cazzy Bee, thank you for having me call in. Right?
Yeah.
So this Sunday is all about an event called Glee. It's our second year doing it. You know, last year was amazing, and we're looking forward for this year even being bigger and better. Right? The dress code is more like pastel colors. Right? The time of the event is from the time of the event is from 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. People, it's a Sunday. I know some of you guys might have to go to work the next day. So come out early, have an amazing time so you can go to work on time. Right?
Or not.
The address is from,
Or not go to work at all. We might take a holiday.
That part too. It's going to be held midtown, 1230 Logan, I think it's Logan Circle, Northwest, Atlanta. Come out and have a nice little time, you know what I mean? In the spring, so come out, do whatever, it's going to be nice.
All right, you got food. You got Caribbean food, because we like our food. That's dinner time.
Yeah. Of course, we have some food.
Okay.
What's a Caribbean party without food?
Exactly. Food, drink, music, that's all we need. And of course, you get to dress up in your nice summer pastels, wear. So that sounds great. And you said this is the second year you're doing this. It's like a pre-carnival event.
Yes, we actually, that's how we go to kick off Atlanta Carnival with Glee. When you're leading Glee, whoever comes to Glee, I bet you are going to be like, you know what? I wasn't coming up for Atlanta Carnival, but I'm coming out. I had such a great time. We're going to set the tone for all these events, you know what I mean? All these things that's happening Memorial Weekend in Atlanta.
Yes.
I'm excited. I'm looking forward to this Sunday, you know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely. And we're going to be in the house. Cazzy Bee will be there. Danny, you coming? Mm-hmm. Danny said yes, you're coming. So we all coming. You're going to see us. Yes, we are going to be in the house. The promo show, CLTV, we're going to be there. We're going to be there in the house supporting you and enjoying the wonderful day. And Sunday, you know what? This weather's been up and down, but Sunday is going to be beautiful. It's going to be sunny, so it's a perfect day. Yeah. Okay.
Actually, we have some nice DJs, Phoenix Sound, Navis Bomb, One Job Sound, DJ Prince Monkey. These DJs are actually going to be playing all different type of genres, so different type of music. We play music for everyone, you know what I mean?
Nice.
So that's we want to keep that for everybody,
Yeah, man. Listen, we're about to play some Loose Ends. You remember Loose Ends? He's going to say no. I say you remember Loose Ends? The band Loose Ends, the British band? Yeah, man. They were here last... Right, they were here last Saturday, so we're about to play some Loose Ends right now. And, if you want to hear some nice soul music, some soca, some reggae, some Afrobeats, a little bit of everything, as the man said, Kester said, come on out to Glee. That's where you're going to hear it. It's a day soiree, and it starts at 5 p.m., finishes at 11, nice and early, so you can get home, get your sleep, and get to work the next day. All right, Kester, so thank you very much for calling in and letting us know more about Glee. And we're going to play some Hanging on the String. If you want to, you can play it too, but Hanging on the String, we will catch you another time, Kester. Over and out. Thank you.
Thank you for having me call in, and pleasant evening to each and everyone.
You're welcome.
Make sure you got us sorted out.
All right. Okay, bye.
Okay, so we are going to play our Loose Ends special, and then we're going to come back and finish up with Hot Topics, and we will talk about what happened in Guyana Wednesday going into Thursday.
That was a British band?
I didn't know they were British.
There you go.
I know the song.
Waited on so long to come to me. What did I do wrong? It's all a mystery to me. Baby, I feel it too. What am I supposed to do?
I just sang this in karaoke.
Maybe I just changed. How could I be all you got me hanging on the string now. I'm not you got me hanging on the string now. You left we were waiting, constant pain. You left we were waiting.
Yo, what's up? This is Full Blown and I'm telling you, sit back, relax, we will be performing live. We outside Full Blown, we coming to shell down. I ain't a good spirit. I drink it.
I don't have time to beef. Lucky for you, my friend. I ain't a good spirit. I drink in a good spirit. The vibes right up to the limits. So don't hold me down, don't fight me down. Yeah. You tell me.
Patrice again. Again. This one is for all of them. All of them. All of them. Let me tell you this. I don't care what you say about me. I don't care how you live in my life. You could keep on making your noise. I can't hear you. Patrice again.
Woo! Yes, you got me hanging
You were waiting, contemplating. You never told you were waiting, contemplating. We're gonna do a song. We're gonna sing. One of these days. All right. So moving swiftly on, we've got about just a little over 15 minutes left. Danny, you got some other like hot and juicy? Because I gotta take some time.
Yeah, I have
about
3.
All right, let's roll.
4 though. Sorry, maybe 4. Okay. So the nominees have been announced for the 2025 Caribbean Music Awards.
Yes, I saw that.
Yes.
Okay, we are gonna be in the house. We are gonna be in the house. For that.
Yes, it's set for August 28th in Brooklyn. Masika and Shensia lead the pack with 7 nods each,
Oh my
which
God,
is
I'm so
awesome.
happy for Shensia.
Followed closely by Patrice again
Of course.
and Kess with 6. So
No surprises there.
none. So voting is now open to cast your ballots for who you want, guys, until May 31st at CaribMusicAwards.com, and they have plenty of categories that you can vote for. So it is not too late. Get your ballots in for who you want to see win for the category that you like. All right. So as of January 1st, 2025, the University of Guyana is 100% tuition free for all students, new and returning. That's bachelor's, master's, PhD, whatever. No cost, no catch. And applications for the 2025 to 2026 academic year are now open until May 16th, and you can go to fill out an application at www.uog.edu.gy. So that's amazing. I love it. I love it. I love it. And last one, top UN officials have told the Security Council that Port-au-Prince could fall completely under gang control. It's a lot going on.
Not there already? I thought it was already under gang control.
85% of the capital already in gang territory. And violence pushing over 60,000 more Haitians from their homes just this year. So
wow,
it's a lot going on.
That is a lot going on.
Yeah.
That is a whole lot.
Yep.
All right, so I have just one other very quick announcement. I don't know if you heard, but Oprah Winfrey is starting a podcast. Did you hear that?
I did not.
Lawrence, did you hear that?
No.
Oprah Winfrey is starting, of course, remember the Oprah show, and then she does all these like one-off specials.
No, you have to turn it back to you.
Oh, yes, because you're not speaking, it's me.
Oh, excuse me.
All right, so Oprah Winfrey is starting a podcast, everybody. So what I like about this is the fact that podcasts, anybody can start a podcast. I am so happy to say that this podcast / radio show / TV show, the promo show, has been going for how many years, Lawrence? 2.5.
Yeah, 2.5.
We are season 4. This is the second show to consistently hit the airways right here in this spot. The very first show kind of just took a slow death. Actually took a fast death and it was gone. The second show was the Rush Hour show.
Yes.
The third being the promo show. So kudos, we are still going strong.
Yeah.
And all the other shows, I'm very happy to say that, I've been doing my thing. I see a lot of, similarities with things that are coming out, which is great because it's always good to set that. But yeah, you got the queen of talk, Miss Oprah Winfrey, even doing a podcast. Michelle Obama doing a podcast. Everybody's doing podcasts because it's easy. And if you want to speak and you got something to say, it's a great way to do it. And a great way to get the word out. So kudos to anyone doing podcasts.
Yeah.
That's all I would say. Good luck and kudos to you all. Now, let me switch this around because we need to talk about this topic, and I need my whole face up on this camera when I say what I gotta say. All right, so we are all got. Let me see what my battery's saying here. Lawrence, you might need to plug this in for me. So we, as you know, I'm Guyanese. I just got back from Guyana. And I talk about Guyana. I pick up Guyana every single time and every opportunity that I get, and so forth. And I want to see everybody do well in Guyana. But, an incident happened. Actually, it's more than an incident. A murder, I should say, happened kind of Wednesday going into Thursday. So let me just run through very quickly because there's been so many developments with this story. So I'm going to run through very quickly what happened, and then we can just kind of talk about it and give our final thoughts and so forth.
Yeah.
So it's Easter in Guyana, of course. It's Easter time. People are flying their kites. Everyone's having good. The kids are off. The kids are off school. So a beautiful young lady by the name of Adriana Young, with some of her friends and her grandparents went to the nearby hotel, the Doubleday Hotel, to swim on Wednesday. They got there, and this is just reports that I've pieced together. They got there around 1:00 in the afternoon, And in Guyana, you can go to different hotels and use the pool. You can pay to use the pool. It's a normal thing. Kids love to swim. I was an 11-year-old girl in Guyana going to swim at Burnham Pool, actually. Anyway, so she went to swim with her friends, and then sometime between 1 and 2, she went missing. She went to use the bathroom, apparently, and disappeared. So her family, got told that she was missing. Of course, the grandparents were trying to find her or whatever. They went across the street to the nearby camera. There's a camera at the shop. They couldn't figure out how to work it because they thought maybe, she left or went somewhere. So anyway, long story short, the family were told she's missing. Of course, the dad went straight there, the mom, everybody went down there, the whole village, everybody started coming to this hotel because they were like, well, it's all hands on deck. Let's go see if we can find her or help to find her. So the police finally got to the hotel. The family asked if they could go and search the hotel. The police told them that they couldn't. They prevented them from going in to search. Everybody's now waiting outside and they're not leaving. The father, when you watch the video, said he felt in his gut that she was still there. Like he just knew she didn't leave and go anywhere. In Guyana, when you've got your kids, you're not even allowed to be talking to strangers. So the fact that, he felt in his gut that she was still in this hotel. So the police now put out a statement giving everybody misleading information. And this statement went out, I think it was close to midnight, because they wanted the crowd to disperse. You know what I mean? They wanted them to move away so that they could do whatever they need to do. The family asked to search themselves. They were told no. A local DJ, I can't remember his name, but a local celebrity was able to get into the hotel. And he filmed. He walked around. It was nighttime. He walked around and he filmed, the pool area and whatever. The pool was clear. You can see it was clear. There was nothing in the pool. Nothing. And that footage, got circled, was circulated. So all night the family were outside. At 10 a.m., around 10 a.m., all of a sudden, boom, the girl's body lands in the pool. Oh. Right? Wow. She's 11 years old. Her body just lands in the pool, just like that. The father jumped in, of course, to get her. Of course, she was already dead. Now, we're all smart people. If a body is in the pool, because they're trying to say that she drowned, she was in the bottom of the pool, they could see, blah, blah, blah. If you drown and you're in the bottom of the pool, if they pull you out, you gotta be swollen, you gotta have water inside. She wasn't any of that. Instead, there were bruises all over her. There were bruises on her arm. There were bruises on her leg. People started pointing it out. The crowd are screaming by the stage. They're gathering. There's a whole bunch of people there, right? The video, now of course, the police, and I know this for sure because this has been happening since the 70s when I lived in Guyana. The police are so corrupted. Somebody, obviously, this is all part of bribery. The police are trying to cover this up for maybe the owners, whoever was at the hotel, who knows? But at the end of the day, the hotel is responsible, the police officers who were there. If you watch the video, they did not even move or try to, calm the crowd down. They did nothing. They just stood there like they were statues. Wow. Because they know exactly what was up. Now, in the video itself, you can see about a few minutes into the video, there's a fire started on the second floor. So a lot of people said that the fire was started by the protesters and whatever, but you can see the fire. There was black smoke on the second floor. And somebody was, this one man was coming down the stairs. If you see black smoke, would you not say, oh my God, fire, nothing. He was just calmly walking down these stairs. So you're also suspicious, sir. So anyway, with all that said, I would have burnt every goddamn thing down myself. Yeah. That's what I would have done. And, people are like, well, they started a fire. Maybe they were trying to cover up. It was probably a room where she was the whole time. And, they're trying to burn the evidence or whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, this poor girl, and sadly, I did watch too many videos yesterday because when I first went onto Facebook, that was the first thing I saw. Was this video, somebody was live. I was like, oh my God, what's going on? And with the algorithms, every time I went on, I would see something else. I was like, oh Lord. But you know, you were almost like forced to see it. So I did. And I did have nightmares last night because, you know, as every time I closed my eyes, I could see her face. It's just, oh, it was just too much. It really was too much. And, you know, if we're feeling this way, the community, people in the village and so on, could you just imagine what the parents,
No.
just what the parents, her loved ones, you know, my heart goes out to them. It goes out to everyone. We got to pray for this family, pray for everyone who loved her, pray for the community, the village, pray for Guyana, because this stuff has been happening for way too long. I remember, and I was a little girl, probably around the same age, growing up in Guyana, and I remember still people talking about this corruption of the police force. And everybody involved should know, they should have a job, they should be on admin leave, unpaid, the commissioner, the president did go to the village, and it could have been a photo op because, of course, it being in the election year, could be a photo opportunity. But he did go and he said that, you know, we'll make sure that, you know, there's justice, yada, yada, all of that good stuff. Everything they want to hear. Will he see it through? I hope so, because everybody's watching this story. Everybody is watching this story. This president was on my flight going to Guyana. And Lars, no, I didn't talk to him because he was sleeping when we got in the flight. But let me tell you, had this happened before and I saw him, yes, I would be saying something. Wow. Because this type of corruption just happens way too often in this country. It is so sad. It's such a beautiful country. Yeah. There's so many great changes, so much construction happening. People are, you know, this kind of renewed enthusiasm about the country and the excitement. And we're pushing tourism. The airport is beautiful. Let me tell you, it takes 20 minutes to get through in the airport. When you land, you know, it's the best. It's the best. It's even better than the States in some places. The airport, I mean, the country's really going through a lot of change for the better. But you still have this foolishness, this corruption. But to update everyone, from what I've seen today, and like I said, every time I go on Facebook, I'm seeing something. But from what I've seen today, they have arrested, or the owners of the hotel are being held.
Okay.
One worker being held. The police officers also are being questioned, of course. But this bribery, you know, they probably got paid off. Yeah. It's just ridiculous. It really is ridiculous, and it's getting way too much. And I also read just a moment ago that the family, I think they are being offered independent from abroad, I think from here, America, to have a post-mortem on little Adriana Young's body. So there's so much DNA in that girl's body is untrue. They are definitely, you know, if they get the right technology, they can easily find who did this. And yeah, the hotel still needs to be held responsible because in 2012, guess what? They had a death at the hotel and it was covered up and they were allowed to continue in business. Like, who is keeping this hotel in business since 2012? Why are you still keeping this hotel in business? You know, it deserves to be burnt down. They also burned the owner's house. They found out where listen, you know, in Guyana, you can find out where anybody lives, right, Lawrence? Yeah. You can find out where anybody lives in Guyana. You don't even need an address. It's a brown house with the green windows, right? Yeah. This is a true story. So they found where the owner lived. They burned down his house. Oh my gosh. And yeah, I agree with that too. I would have done the same. Give me the match. Yeah. I'm burning down his house too.
You responsible for my child.
Yeah, I'm burning down your car.
Agree.
Everything, your family as well. Everything. Because you do not deserve. Why are you covering up all of this stuff? 2012, it happened. If they had taken care of it then, it wouldn't have happened again. But at the age of 11, let me tell you, if you are going to use the bathroom and somebody approaches you, somebody's holding you, pulling you, whatever, I know for now, I was an 11-year-old. I would be screaming to the top of my lungs. And I could imagine this little girl probably screaming to the top of her lungs and nobody doing nothing. Somebody in that hotel heard something. Somebody in that hotel heard something. That whole management team. You don't have cameras. You have a hotel, an international hotel. You don't have cameras in your hotel. Of course you do. There's so much evidence out there, but of course, somebody's covering up something. It's total bribery. Crap's been happening in Guyana for way too long, and I was gonna contact Samantha Samuels, but I know she went live a couple of times and talked about we just need to pray, Minister Samuels. So I think we are going to be in a whole kind of prayer mode for the country as a whole. I hope we get some justice for Adriana Young. Please, everyone, remember her name. Do not forget her name. Do not forget this story. Hold the president accountable. It starts with him. It triggers down to everybody else, but it absolutely starts with him. We've got to do the right thing. We've got to do the right thing for the country. We've got to do the right thing for everybody. Karma.
Agree.
You see karma?
Yeah.
Karma is coming for everybody who is covering up this story. A little girl lost her life because you guys, money is more important to you than lives. And had it been your niece, your nephew, your daughter's friend, somebody you know, none of this will happen. So watch out, because everybody's watching you. This story made it to, I think Trinidad. I saw something in Trinidad, posted it, Antigua for sure. Everybody was sharing this story on Facebook. This is international. Even the diplomats in Guyana have said something about this story. It's embarrassing. I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed as somebody who loves this country, who's seen so much change in this country. People, you go there, people are happy, they're loving the country, they're loving what they're seeing. I am embarrassed, right? Lawrence, are you embarrassed?
Absolutely.
Why you turn my volume down?
It's supposed to echo.
I'm embarrassed. Guyana, shame on you. Guyana Police Force. Okay, maybe I'm too close to that. Let me just sit back. I'm so passionate about this story. Guyana Police Force, shame on you. The commissioner, the head of the national security, what's his name? Captain Godiva, he's the owner of Roraima Airways. I'm calling everybody out. All of you, shame on you. The president, your prime minister, all of you, shame on you. Shame on you. Your commissioner, make sure you speak. That commissioner needs to lose his job. You guys need to, seriously, you need to really recruit officers. Have, all this money. Guyana is the fastest growing economy in South America.
In the world.
In the world, okay, in the world. All that money, all that oil. Two things you're lacking: integrity right now and customer service. Don't let me talk about customer service. Oh, Lord. Hire me. I would go on a secondment to Guyana for 2 years just to teach customer service.
Yeah.
I would do that. And then the other thing you need to do is get some military style. You need policing at its best. How are you going to encourage, immigrants to move back to the country? And you don't even you got crime being covered up. Could you imagine those immigrants move their whole life back to Guyana, and then a crime happens, and then you just pay a police officer off and cover it up? No, you can't do that anymore. You cannot do that. This is 2025. Guyana's not a dictatorship. You're not Trump. You're not a dictatorship. You are here. Go invest in some great DNA, software, services, something. Use the money for good, because I'm sure there's so many crimes that are gone unsolved. Do you remember those 3 boys who died in the bush and all that kind of stuff? Do you remember? I can't even remember there's so many big stories, and these are only the ones we're hearing about.
Yeah.
Could you imagine all the ones we're not hearing about? This corruption and bribery and foolishness has been happening for years. I am a woman of a particular age, since 1970. But I remember this shit happening when I was living in Guyana. So it's been going on for over 40, 50 years. Wow. It's time to stop this foolishness. Seriously, it is time to stop it. It is just police covering up criminal acts. You know, crime fighting takes second place to political stuff. Y'all are more concerned. Oh, Ghana is considered to be the world's fastest growing economy. Wow. The world's fastest growing economy. And all of this crime fighting is taking second place to political enforcement. Y'all are more concerned about what the opposition is doing and saying about you and trying to, you know, give people a measly $100,000, which is not going to do much. And then they still have to go and beg for it. I mean, just ridiculous stuff. Bribery, gun licenses. Apparently, you can easily get a gun license in Guyana. Oh yeah, there's no checks and balances, you know? Once you know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody, you're good. You know, what's more important to them? Gun licenses, bribery, not protecting the people, not fighting crime, not building new prisons. You know, if the prisons are overcrowded and you can't put anybody else in, you just gotta let them go. I mean, come on, build another prison. Let them go and clean up the garbage. There's plenty of work for them to do. You know what? I could spend another 30 minutes talking about it. What time is it? I could spend another 30 minutes talking about this, but you know what? I'm gonna end here. I wanted to make sure I had time to talk about Adriana Young because we're not gonna forget her name. We're gonna keep an eye on this case. I'm gonna follow this case. I wanna know what's going on. Everybody, you know, on Facebook, there's a lot of stuff on Facebook. If you just put hashtag Adriana Young, hashtag Guyana Police Force, you're gonna see this story. Wow. You may see her body, you may see the pool, because what's different now from back then is that everybody has cell phones. You know, even in these remote areas, this happened on the East Bank, Essequibo, even in these remote areas, they have cell phones. So we're gonna see a lot more of what's happening in real time. They were live. When I tell you live, Danny, because I didn't know what was going on. As soon as I opened Facebook, and this was around 10 o'clock, there it was, somebody was live. I think it was Stabrook News actually was live, and they were outside. Yeah. And they hadn't found her body as yet. And then there was a lot of commotion or whatever, and more people were alive, and then everybody was around the pool all of a sudden because bam, you know, her body just appears in the pool, floating on top. Yes. And that's not, and the night before there was nothing. That's really so.
Could it be that she was pulling up? You know, sometimes when someone drowns,
it couldn't. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I will show you when we get off here. I will show you because I know the people's pages now. Absolutely not. They planted her in this pool, and she had bruises everywhere from her face, her arms, her legs. She had stuff. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this. Cotton bud stuff up her nose. So no, she did not drown at all. Cotton buds stuff, cotton wool stuff up her nose. Someone did it. The police knew she was already dead. That's why they were trying to get the crowd to move, talking about, oh yeah, they put out a statement to say that she was abducted in the car and she's in the other town because they wanted everyone to move so they could put the body in the pool. And then they can miraculously find her and say, oh my God, she drowned. No, that did not happen at all. They're liars. They're protecting the owners of the hotel because they probably said they'll pay them off. And you know what side they're on. These are Anglo Guyanese people. Okay?
What's Anglo? Hindu.
Anglo, there's Afro.
And
Hindu. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, so you have different races, you know, different stories, different races. So, you know, the facts are not gonna lie. When the autopsy and everything's done on poor Adriana Young, none of the facts are gonna lie. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm embarrassed that this happened in my beautiful country. And I hope that, you know, she does not die in vain. I hope there are some changes. I hope justice is done. And we're going to call out everybody that needs to be called out.
I just have one question though. Why was she allowed to go by herself to the neighborhood hotel in the first place?
Oh no, she wasn't by herself. She went with friends and her grandmother. She went to the bathroom of the hotel.
I do believe that her grandmother should have went with her.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah, but a lot of got the camera on you too. A lot of 11-year-olds in the Caribbean are kind of
Semi-grown.
this. Yes, yeah, they're older, in the way they think and all that kind of stuff. 11-year-olds, because we've had growing up in the Caribbean, you grew up real fast. You know what I mean? You know how to cook, you know how to clean, you know how to do everything at 11. Trust me. So, yes. So, yeah, I mean, maybe the bathroom was like, this is a pool. So a pool restroom is connected to the pool. It's not that far away.
Yeah.
If she's going to the bathroom, she's going to the bathroom. And I can't say the words that I really want to say, but, she's 11. But the fact is that she would have been, screaming. She's a little skinny little 11. If you got somebody here trying to pull you or drag you or whatever, she's tiny. You know what I mean? Just leave the kids alone. Good grief.
Wow.
It's Easter break. Kids trying to have some fun and enjoy themselves. What is up with you? But people are just so
cold-hearted.
They're just so evil.
So
they're evil. They're desperate. You want publicity, now you got it.
Right.
So we're gonna catch you. We're gonna catch you.
Updated information.
We're gonna catch you.
The lawyer for the family has put out a statement.
Could you speak on the mic, please, sir? Because we can't hear you. You can come and borrow mine.
No, you can read this.
No, go ahead.
It's from a reputable source.
I got my glasses on. Oh, Lord.
You want me to read it? I got
Yeah, please. Sorry, I don't have my. You know what? I'm proud of myself. I didn't put my glasses on today. You know what I realized when I was like, oh, I didn't put my glasses on today. Yeah, no glasses today. That's amazing.
What's the statement, boss?
That they don't have the confidence in the Guyana police force,
No.
and they're inviting Scotland Yard or the FBI
Yes.
to get involved. That's a lawyer for them that's put out
For the
this.
family.
Yes.
Oh, that
thank
is
you,
amazing.
Jesus. You see what I mean?
That's awesome.
Justice will prevail.
Yeah.
Justice will prevail. Of course, you've got to have someone independent. Why would you have someone from Guyana do this? They're only going to get paid. In fact, the president might even pay them off because he wants to make sure everything looks good. No, I don't trust none of them, including him, because he could have done something the first time it happened.
Yeah.
And plus, someone else went missing. Oh, hang on. No, yeah, someone else did go missing, but they got found, so that was good. And I think just recently, Lawrence, correct me if I'm wrong, there was a police officer who shot. And I can't remember the gentleman's name, but they only just arrested him.
Oh my God.
And that happened after Adriana Young died, because now they want to start doing all the right thing, but people were calling for the sergeant's arrest from 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
And they only just did it yesterday.
Wow.
So they're trying to, clean up some mess.
Yeah.
Because like I said, we're coming up to an election year, so they're trying to clean up some mess. But no, at the end of the day, 11 years old, Adriana, I am so sorry that the system, the country that you
failed you.
The country failed you. You're 11 years on this earth. The country
had a whole life
failed
ahead of
you.
her.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I'm gonna put her picture up here. We are so sorry that this happened to you, my dear. I don't know what else I can say. But we're gonna make sure that you are not left. Justice will prevail, I am sure. And with everything else that is happening, we are hoping and praying. Adriana Young, may her soul rest in eternal peace. Of course, absolutely. So any time that I get to speak on this mic, we are going to be, let's take a moment of silence for Adriana Young right now as we close the show. So thank you for joining us here on the promo show. We will see you next week. So Adriana Young. Do you have a song to play for me? Any? Rise Up.
No.
Rise Up 100.
Who's that by?
Andra, Andra.
Keep talking.
Okay, so
Andra Day.
Andra Day. So next week, guys, next week here on the promo show, we will be joined by Lockdown Promotions of May Day. They will be here next week, Friday. So we will see you then. Thank you for joining us. Over and out. We're gonna leave with Andra Day tribute for Miss Adriana Young.
Mountains, we gon' walk it out and move mountains. And I'll rise like the day. I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, I like the waves. I'll rise up, in spite of the age. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. The silence is in quiet, and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe. And I know you feel like dying, but I promise we would take the world to its feet. Ooh, mountains, bring it to its feet. Ooh, mountains. And I'll rise like the day. I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. All we need is hope, and for that we have each other, and for that we have each other. Yeah, we will rise, we will rise, we will rise. We'll rise. I'll rise up, rise like the day. I'll rise up, in spite of the age. I will rise 1,000 times again. And we'll rise up, high like the waves. We'll rise up, in spite of the age. We'll rise up, and we'll do it